Get ready for the great news. We're going to have the best animated movies in the next few years. There's so much to watch. Have you already grabbed your popcorn? Sonic 4. You already know that Sonic 4 is hitting theaters soon. Amy Rose and Metal Sonic are arriving for what will probably be the best movie in the franchise so far. What we still don't know is whether this film will bring back the great villain Dr. Robotnik, since actor Jim Carrey announced that he plans to retire. Now, you can expect tons of action and time travel. We'll definitely revisit the other movies in this universe, because the blue hedgehog will have to go back to the past to solve the big problem. We know this because Metal Sonic appears in the games together with a place called Little Planet, a world where the past, present, and future all overlap. This is your chance to watch the first 3 movies, since their story will have an effect on Sonic 4. And for you who made it this far, we have a special invitation. Click the join button down below and become part of our exclusive group of subscribers. We have 3 plans for you to choose from. You can become a Wave Fund member and use our badges on your profile and special emojis in the channel's video comments. Or you can become a Wave Plus member and get early access to our videos and priority replies in the comments. But if you want access to our exclusive members-only videos and polls, you can become a Wave Max member. Starting at $2.99, you can become the newest member of Cinewave. Click now and get even closer to us. Minecraft 2. Of course we're getting Minecraft 2 in theaters soon, and this time with Alex as Steve's partner. Last year, we saw the huge success that the movie based on the block world achieved in cinemas. In the post-credit scene of the last movie, we saw that Alex is living in the house Steve left behind to live inside Minecraft. This character is arriving for the next film probably because Steve will have to face the Ender Dragon, the biggest villain in this universe, but there's bad news. Our sources indicate that the characters who were alongside Steve in the first movie, Natalie, Henry, Dawn, and Garrett, will probably not be in the next adventure, because the new film is focusing on the story between Steve and his partner Alex. Are you ready to watch this movie? The release date is set for July 23rd, 2027. The Incredibles 3, and Pixar's superhero family is also coming back. Disney announced The Incredibles 3 at the D23 event in August 2024, and that drove fans crazy because nobody expected this to happen, and the best part is that movie 2 came out more than 10 years after the original animation, and now it's going to be faster. The film should be released between the end of next year and 2028. And yes, it may take a while, but much less than 10 years, right? This movie should bring the Kronos conspiracy as part of the story, that theory that says the United States government is responsible not only for the existence of superheroes, but also for their downfall many years ago. Will the villain syndrome return? We'll find out in the future. Saja Boys. Now, some explosive news. Some of our sources are saying that Netflix is interested in making a movie about the Saja Boys, focusing on Genu as the main character and on how he could return in Huntrix 2. Rumi's romantic partner is an older spirit, and he sold his own family to achieve his dream in the past. Now, if this information turns out to be true, we won't have 2 but 3 movies in this K-pop warrior universe. Will Netflix really announce this film? Let's wait and see. Donkey Kong. Last year, we learned that Nintendo is interested in making an animated Donkey Kong movie, the same gorilla who appears in the first Mario movie. Let's remember that Pauline, who in the Nintendo universe plays the role of Donkey Kong's princess, has also appeared as the mayor of New York City. This movie should show the 2 meeting and having to face the great villain King K. Rool, the leader of the Kremlings, a race of crocodiles who want to destroy the gorillas. This film has everything to be really fun, so it's good for you to stick with us to wait for the next news. Luigi and Daisy. Now, if you think Donkey Kong is the only adventure Nintendo is planning, you should know that Luigi and Daisy is one of the films coming to theaters in the next few years. The truth is that we'll probably get several movies from the Mario universe, of course, since these films are a huge success. But the thing is that a story focused on Luigi and his princess is something that probably doesn't have much space in the main character's films, which are Mario's. Because of that, it's very possible that a movie based on Luigi's mansion will arrive in theaters. And this time, the princess will of course be his beloved Daisy. Can a Luigi movie succeed? We bet yes. What about you? Do you prefer Luigi or Mario? Comment the hashtag Bowser so we know that deep down, you actually like Nintendo villains. Angry Birds 3. Angry Birds 3 is already a reality, and you can expect the most fun movie in this universe. This film will show scenes inspired by game levels never seen before. Our biggest bet is that this time, the birds will fight the pigs in space. The movie hits theaters on December 23rd, 2026, so it's very possible it will have several references to this year's year's Christmas. Who here is ready to fly in Angry Birds 3? Ice Age 6. Ice Age 6 is a movie nobody expected. That's because it was made by Blue Sky Studios, but when Disney bought the characters and shut down the studio, nobody talked about future projects anymore. Not until August 30th, 2025 at D23. Now, Ice Age is returning for its 6th adventure, and that reignited hope among Blue Sky fans, since there are several other films from this studio that everyone really wants to see. Rio 3. Have you heard about Rio 3? Yes, that's right. With Blue Sky's return, many fans believe that one of the funniest films from this studio, this movie was actually planned many years ago, but after Disney made the purchase, nobody talked about the subject anymore. The idea was that Blue, the macaw, would become a big movie star, but the villain Nigel would kidnap the protagonist and take his place. Too bad the film wasn't produced, but now that Ice Age is back, the plans for Rio 3 are in full force. Do you want to see this movie? Zootopia 3. Since we're talking about birds, you know that Zootopia 3 is already in development, right? This movie was already confirmed in the post-credit scene of the last story. In that scene, we discovered that a bird was near the window of Judy Hopps' bedroom, and that the next movie will talk about the arrival of birds in the city of Zootopia. Will this story be as good as we think? Of course it will! Frozen 3 and 4. Now it's time to talk about two movies at once. That's because apparently, Frozen 3 and 4 are films that will tell stories that complete each other. Disney confirmed at D23 that it is making two sequels to the adventure of Queens Anna and Elsa, so it's important for you to understand that the third movie probably won't have a very clear ending. Our bet is that Queen Anna's powers will finally appear. What do you think about that? Minions 3. Minions 3 is also already coming to theaters, and the coolest thing about this movie is that it's a story about the making of a movie. The Minions will venture into making a monster film, so they end up stealing a book that summons scary creatures. Of course, that means they'll bring monsters to Earth and end up causing destruction. Does anyone have any doubt that it's going to be chaos? Wanna keep having fun with us? Then subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Shrek 5. Shrek is a film that is also already ready to be produced, and this movie will completely change the future of DreamWorks' Ogre universe. That's because it will introduce its new protagonist, Felicia, who is Shrek's daughter. And for anyone who didn't understand, this change makes perfect sense. The reason is that Shrek and Fiona are already very happily married. In other words, it's time for a new romance. We just need to know whether Felicia will fall in love with an ogre, a human, or a dragon. What do you think? Bluey. Next year, you will also watch the long-awaited Bluey movie. The Healer family will arrive in theaters with a new story, and everyone believes that for the first time, we'll see the puppies in a 3D adventure. This movie is already confirmed, but a big theory about it is that this time, we'll see a real villain. That's because a 1-hour-plus film needs a major problem to solve, and that problem has to be someone trying to mess up Bluey and Bingo's lives. Moana 3. Moana is also a movie you can expect with total certainty, but we're not talking about the live action coming out this year, since you already know that one. We're talking about Moana 3, the animated film. The post-credit scene of movie 2 shows that the villain Nalu, the god of storms, is furious that the princess and Maui lifted the island Motu Fitu from beneath the ocean, and apparently he really wants revenge against the protagonist. Moana 3 is definitely in production. Are you excited? Petey. Last year, you watched the first Dogman movie, but an animated film everyone really wants to see is Petey, the evil cat. The Dogman villain has a lot of story to tell. We can follow his childhood, the years he spent in the orphanage, and how this orange cat began robbing banks. Everyone loves Petey and is dying to see more about this character. What about you? Inside Out 3. Inside Out 3 is an adventure everyone really wants to see, and this time we know what the story will be. The biggest clue our sources have mentioned is that Riley's new emotion will be love, but not love for family, because she already has that. The love Riley will gain is romantic love. She will finally meet someone she falls for, and he will be her first boyfriend. Will joy and sadness be able to handle this? First love is always full of confusion. The Bad Guys 3. The movie everyone really wants to watch in the coming years is The Bad Guys 3. The second story in this franchise showed our heroes, our villains, being tricked by a group of female thieves. The coolest part is that in the end, we discover that Professor Marmalade is actually an alien, something fans of the books already knew, and if you're not one of them, watch out for spoilers. In the books, we discover that Marmalade is the prince of an alien kingdom seeking to invade other planets, and that is the villain's plan for the next movie. The Bad Guys Boys and Diane Foxington will have to face a terrifying army led by Marmalade. This movie is really going to be incredible to watch. Spider-Verse. The third Spider-Verse animated movie is arriving next year with Miles Morales as the protagonist. This film will close the Spider-Morales adventure, where he will have to face the villain Spot. We also need to find out whether he will end up with his girlfriend Spider-Gwen, since she came from another dimension. So this is one of the movies everyone really wants to see, and you can already mark your calendar for June 25th, 2027, which is when the Web Slinger arrives in theaters. Gatto. And Pixar announced that it will release in March 2027 the film Gatto, which follows a feline named Nero in the streets of Venice, where he needs to pay off a debt. This film is important because it is Pixar's second 2D movie, and apparently everyone is excited to see this story, just like we're excited to show you more videos. The next step is right in front of you. 2 fun-filled videos waiting for your click. Thanks, and see you soon.